And it's gonna be like the French toast sticks, which aren't even really like bread, probably, so that they stay the same no matter what.
What are they if they're not bread, though, Dan?
Yeah, I think another one of those questions is probably best left unanswered. Welcome to Drafted. I'm your host, Daniel Prentice, and as always, I am joined by my dear friend and co-host, Preston Thompson. Preston, how are you doing? What are you drinking tonight, my friends?
I'm so good. I'm drinking a caffeinated sparkling water, and let me tell you why. Because it's very disappointing. You and I met, and our guest, all three of us met through Ultimate Frisbee. A fall league kicks off tonight that I signed up for on a whim, just because, I need some new friends. I'm an adult. I spent a lot of time alone. I want to go make some new friends. First game is at 9:00 at night. Cruel and unusual.
And you play multiple games?
Yes. 9 and 10:15, I think, are the games.
What?
Insane. It's like a half hour away. Ridiculous. I'm usually in bed at 9:45. This is not going to work well for me. So I'm trying to readjust so I can actually be usable at 10:00 at night tonight.
It's time to quit this league already, I think.
I think so.
I want to bring in our guest on this. Charlie Eisenhood joins us for our episode. Charlie, how are you doing? And are you drinking anything special for the episode?
Hello. Thank you for having me back. I do not even have a beverage at all right now.
Oh my gosh!
I may have to
get water at least
later in the show. Yeah.
Okay. Charlie, is it insane?
No, this is insane. I mean, This is criminal. I mean, what are we talking about here? 10:15.
Ridiculous.
And it's one thing if it's like a Friday night. No, that's bad too. There's
Monday.
no way to make this make sense.
Yeah.
Nope. And public park, county-run league, so no alcohol. So even if you're going to do 9 or 10 o'clock games, at least let me bring a little bevy. But no, you'll be promptly arrested.
What's the reason? What's the reasoning for this? I
don't know.
Are the fields expensive and they get cheap
gotta assume.
at night?
I don't have a clue. It's probably field availability. The last time I played this league, the fields were on a baseball and softball field too, and whoever was setting them up was like following the curvature of the outfield a little bit.
Nice.
So the distance from cone to cone on like the right side was like 40 yards and on the left side was like 70 yards. It was like a weird calculation of where you were. So I don't have high expectations, but I need exercise or I'm going to go stir crazy. So that's really the purpose here.
Should more sports be played on curved fields?
No, what are you talking about?
Okay. Yeah, just maybe spice it up. Maybe ultimately we'll get to the Olympics if we're on a curved field,
Dynamic lines.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Before we go any further, though, guys, I have a bone to pick with Charlie here.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
I think we just need to get right to it.
Oh,
I was listening last week to The Upshot, which I do every episode. It's a fantastic podcast. You have to listen to it if you have any interest in disc golf. Genuinely, I do not listen to podcasts very much, but scheduled listening on The Upshot.
My only remaining connection to the disc golf world.
Charlie and Josh are fantastic. But this past week, they did something for content, Preston. They drafted
don't tell
disc
me.
golf players for the next 10 years. And was there a single shout out to the Drafted podcast in this segment?
Is there no honor amongst thieves, Charlie?
Not one, Chuck.
Wow.
Not a nod, not a tip of the cap, nothing.
It's fair. I think you should fly here and you can, tar and feather me or something.
Okay.
And
Not
the thing. If I had done a whole show around the draft concept, I know I would have mentioned it. I know I would have mentioned the Drafted podcast.
Okay.
But because it was like a mini segment within this larger show, honest to God, it didn't even cross my mind, which maybe that makes it worse.
That really hurts.
It would be worse if I thought about it and I didn't do it, right?
Yeah. No, it is
willful negligence.
Yeah. It would be worse if you thought of it. I think. I mean, that maybe is more evil, but
I thought you were going to be upset because of the actual drafting decision making that was made in the episode.
Oh no.
You agree with the draft picks that I made?
Yeah, you did well. Josh like Josh being surprised you took Valerie was shocking to me, and also Josh's like hesitance to draft Calvin was also very strange.
Very strange.
Very strange to me. But no, you did great. I thought you smashed it.
We've done more to promote your show in the last 5 minutes, and you couldn't just drop us a little line.
Now,
like, by the way, I
have mentioned this podcast
from Drafted.
I have mentioned this podcast on other podcasts that I do.
Your smaller ones,
100%.
Your less important ones.
Well,
the ones where you don't care about the content moderation as much. I get you.
Is Upshot the most listened to podcast in the Old T World podcast family?
Easily.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
And you know, I think that mostly that's just subject matter. I mean, there's just a lot bigger of an audience for disc golf than there is for Ultimate Frisbee.
Yeah. And there's more to talk about, like, that matters.
There's more to talk about.
There's more to like care to tune in for.
That's right.
Which I think is a big thing. But yeah, you all do a really great job with the show.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Preston, since Charlie stabbed us in the back, I think we should still have him on to draft with us. What are we going to draft for this episode?
Fine, if you say so. Tonight.
What if we brought Charlie on just for the intro? We're like, you know what? Fuck you, Chuck. We're not going to have.
And actually, we're going to let in our friend Keith Rayner, who's going to finish out the show. Thanks for blocking off 2 hours of your time. You can get back to whatever you were doing.
Hang up on me on the call, just like.
What to do?
Just leave me sitting here in shock.
Unfortunately, we're not. We can barely get one guest on, much less two, to have one in the waiting room for a joke. Okay. Tonight we are building the perfect continental breakfast. And it must be said that as much as I do want to throw the finger at Chuck and just say, see ya, I'm hard pressed to think of people who are better prepared for this particular subject. You do a lot of traveling.
Yeah. And he's a big food guy.
And notably, a lot of traveling in not great hotels. So you're really getting the continental breakfast experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not usually great, but they can be good.
They can be good.
They can be good.
I'm wondering, like, what our hotel basis for this draft is. Like, are we assuming here that everything is, like, are we running a very nice to stop? I would say we have
quality.
to be very, very mid. This is a Hampton Inn Express. Like, okay, that's not the worst. You could do a lot worse than a Hampton Inn Express.
But
yeah,
we all get what you're saying. We all get what you're saying with that.
No, I don't think we do. What is an express hotel? Like, you get in and get out real quick. You sleep faster in a Hampton Inn Express.
I think the idea of the Express, because there's Holiday Inn and then there's also Holiday Inn Express.
That's what
the
I'm
Expresses have fewer amenities and services. So you're not going to have a bar or like a restaurant on site, or, maybe they'll still have like if you lost your toothbrush, they got the backup, really horrible one, but they have one for you.
It's just the guys at the front desk. It's just his toothbrush.
So much of what you pay for at nice hotels is like the lobby space, and then just like lots of staff to do various things. Like you call and you're like, hey, can you bring me up the newspaper? And they do. And at the Holiday Inn Express and the Hampton Inn Express particularly, they're not bringing the newspaper to the room.
I gotta say, the idea of me calling the front desk and asking for a newspaper gives me crippling social anxiety. I don't want to make someone do that. Like, I feel like I can go get it. Also, just like ordering things to the room. Just, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm adult enough for that. I'll get there.
Room service is kind of a weird experience. I've only
right?
ordered room service once or twice. It can be fun, but it's weird. They bring all that metal dishware, everything.
The metal cloche.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's weird.
Now, so here, my big question, of course, is going to be like, what qualifies as continental breakfast?
So I
mean, like a lot of hotels have eggs these days, but
this is the guy who took duck for his Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, guys, what are we going to go? Are you going to really bring that up right now? Listen, you tell me, everybody who's listening to this. I couldn't take turkey. I couldn't take ham. What are you taking? You going to have no protein?
What would you have done? You need me on that wall.
I think it goes something beef. I think.
No.
Roast beef.
Duck is a very nice.
No, duck is good. Duck is good.
Anyway,
Listen,
are we doing classic content? Because like there's European continental breakfast, and there is not going to be hot food, right? There's
Hashtag
not going to
no,
be
no.
eggs.
No.
There's not
American,
going to be hash
American
browns.
continental breakfast.
Okay,
for
so
sure.
we're talking more like full spread of things.
Yeah, hash browns, eggs, sausages, bacon, all that's on the table.
Okay.
Yeah, hot and cold. Our drinks individualized.
I
item.
agree. I agree with this question.
Yeah,
They probably
Should
should
you agree with the question? No, they should be. Yeah, like I
They
think
probably should be.
one person can't draft all drinks. Like if someone drafts coffee, someone else can
Well,
draft orange juice.
The
someone else
alternative
can
would
draft
be
apple
just we
juice.
just all
But
have.
they're not going to
drinks
be. They're going to be
available,
included in the normal part of the draft. They're not going to be separate.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they have to be included. I think you're drafting drinks if you want them.
Ooh.
but Somebody's going to be
Otherwise-
left bone dry.
Otherwise, I think it's a stretch like to be able to like fill out 18 picks.
Yeah. So what's
Got
included
drinks.
is water, and then everything else we have to build ourselves. It seems.
Yeah, I don't think you can draft water. Not that I think anyone would.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have. I looked for a list for this, and I just couldn't really find. It's like these are the top continental
Good luck
breakfast
turning
items.
your coffee beans into coffee
Oh.
with water.
Fuck.
I'm
Yeah, 'cause
drafting
all-
the concept
all
of
the-
heat.
All continental breakfasts have beans that help you make your own coffee from for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't think there's a better fit for this draft. Like I don't know that we've had a better drafter to draft fit than Charlie for this draft.
I know. So when he loses, it's going to be really disappointing.
Well, he might be unhappy with his draft selection place because per random.org, Preston has the first pick, I have second, and Charlie has
You know what?
the last
See
pick.
now, okay. Look, this is
Huge.
petty
Huge.
for you guys to be mad about me not mentioning the pod and then dumping me into the third spot again.
Listen,
Is
it's
there
not our
some kind
fault.
of rule that I get to have a better draft pick the second time I'm on the show?
Random.org.
Yeah,
says-
reach out to random.
Random
yeah, talk to
Daniel
random.org.
Prentice's decision.org.
You want me to re-randomize it?
No, I don't
No,
want
no,
please.
definitely
You're throwing
not.
a tantrum. You're throwing a tantrum right now.
No, don't do it.
I'm
Don't do it.
re-randomizing it.
No, this is
no.
unprecedented.
It's
It's unprecedented in the course
Okay.
I
of the show.
don't want
no,
this.
Daniel,
No.
stop.
Scouts
I'm
honor.
third.
Scouts honor. I re-randomized it, and it's the exact same fucking draft order.
Okay,
Boom.
that means
It's meant to be.
Boom. Get the hell out of here, Chuck.
All right, let's do it. I'm not
Yep.
going to take mashed potatoes and gravy back to back again.
I think that's a good call.
I
I
still
think that's a
think- I
really
still-
good call.
Thought that was good. I
should have
okay.
taken gravy and waited on mashed potatoes until the last round.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, with that
Yes.
stipulation, yeah, that's true.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's
That's correct.
clearly keeping you up at night. I like it.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving draft still haunts Charlie. The
Yeah.
duck
waking
the
up
duck
and
really
waking
struck
up
a
in
nerve.
sweats.
I have
You're
no.
like,
I
"Gravy duck."
am not ashamed about the duck. Listen, y'all come over to my house and have duck for
No,
Thanksgiving.
listen,
and
duck
then
is good.
talk to me.
I think Preston's giving you too much shit for the duck, especially considering he admitted that his family puts fucking Cheez-Its on like green bean casserole or some shit.
Did I say that was good?
No,
I did
but
not.
listen, I'm just saying, don't cast.
It shows
don't
us who
cast
you are.
stones. Yeah.
That's your people. Okay.
These are my. Oh yes, this is my culture. Welcome to my
exactly.
culture. We got the little fried onion strings out of a can.
All right, Preston. What's your first pick of the Continental Breakfast Draft?
I don't have to think about this. This is very easy to me because there are going to be a large population of people that aren't going to do anything at the continental breakfast except this one thing. And I'm taking coffee.
Oh,
It's easy. It's obvious. Some people, including kind of myself, if they don't have it, will be debilitated, like cannot function properly. So like this is like paramount to having like a first aid kit. You've got to have this. So easy peasy.
here's the problem with this. Coffee is the easiest thing to get anywhere else, right?
But it's so
Of the things-
annoying if you've got to like go get to a drive-through somewhere. So what if you're not leaving the hotel until like 10:30? Do you wake up at like 8? Well, now I don't want to leave and go get coffee and like bring it back. You want to be able to like go run downstairs, get a nice cup
Here's
of coffee.
the really fatal flaw.
Is it awful coffee at Continental Breakfast?
I think it's, if we're talking about Hampton Inn Express, it's drinkable
Holiday
for
Inn
a
Express.
even for a snobby coffee drinker.
Okay.
It's drinkable.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the fatal flaw. Okay,
Get him.
there's coffee machines in the hotel rooms most of the
Oh,
time.
Sometimes
it's
I've
true.
had
It's
very
true.
mixed experience with those, and those are usually disgusting. I've like looking at those; they're usually super good.
Yeah,
It's
so
okay,
like
this
instant
this is-
coffee.
the first prototype run of the Keurig, and like the underside of the Keurig has like something like a stalactite growing off of it.
I'm not
Like,
going to sit
okay,
here
I'm
and
gonna go
tell you
downstairs.
that it's great, but it's a passable option before you go to Starbucks or whatever, or Dunks, or wherever you go.
Are people calling Dunkin' Donuts? I guess just Dunkin' now. Are people calling it Dunks? Is that a thing?
I think it might be a thing.
I don't think it's
stop,
like
stop
up in
trying to
Boston
make this
area.
happen. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
There's an amazing clip of a news show from somewhere in Massachusetts where like there was a little town where they closed the only Dunkin' in town, and they're like interviewing people about
That's amazing.
and people are like, I'm
How do you feel?
absolutely devastated. I'm crying. They're like, how far are you gonna have to go to Dunkin' now? And it's like, I gotta go 5 minutes to whatever other town. I'm like, what is wrong with
People are
everybody?
rioting.
That is
Maybe
tough.
this strengthens Preston's first round coffee pick. I do think it's a consensus first round pick. So
Right. I just if you are participating in the
it's
Continental
just,
breakfast
your next
at
pick's
all,
not till 6, dude. It's gonna be real slim
It's
pickings
gonna
by
be
the time
tough.
it gets back
It
around
is.
over there.
It
Yeah.
is. But literally, like, if you went downstairs with, you know, your traveling 8th grade trip to the Space Museum or something, like coffee, that's what you want. This is the floor that you have to meet, or else I'm going to be very upset. So maybe I'm
I
drafting more
understand it.
for me.
Yeah, that speaks more to your caffeine addiction than anything else.
I get a coffee at every single hotel that has it in the lobby.
Yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker, so I can't really speak to this. I am going to follow it up with what I think is the top pick because I feel like it's the only hot food that is consistently good across the board at Continental breakfast, and it's also just like it's just such a staple. It's famous for being a food that everyone likes, and you put it on anything and it's good. I'm taking bacon.
It's a good pick. I mean, look, bacon is right up there. I think the problem is a lot of people are going to prefer sausage, and you typically also see sausage out there.
But the
and-
sausage is
People are
just never
weird,
as
though.
good. The sausage,
Yeah.
like I like sausage, but the sausage at like a mid-tier Continental breakfast is virtually never good. The bacon is always at least solid.
It's usually a little undercooked, but maybe
I
that's
kind of like
just
that
me.
though. I kind of
always
like
kinda
a chewy
wet.
bacon, so.
the chewy,
Yeah.
the thin, the super thin pieces of bacon. I'm not
that are
really
like
sure.
folded over each other.
How are they cooking that? You know, is that like
I
a
don't-
microwave situation?
We probably don't want to know.
We probably
Yeah, I
don't want to
don't-
get
I
too
don't
far into
know.
that, do we?
I would very much like to speak against this pick, but it's hard to. Because I would have
don't really
taken it
have
if I had
much to
gone
say.
second or third.
Bacon is it's
Yeah, if you want to
one of the
crusade against
things that's
bacon,
almost
good
always
luck.
on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I get back-to-back picks here. These are pretty crucial picks going third. I'm gonna go out on a limb with something that's a little. You're gonna have to tell me whether you think this is legitimate or not. But I'll tell you the thing. The number one thing when I go into a Continental breakfast and they have this thing, this is an absolute game changer.
I know where you're going.
100%.
I think I know too.
You will be blown away when they have this thing, and that is they cook you the omelet station.
Oh,
No.
Oh, that's
See,
not
okay.
what I thought
I'm
you were
going.
doing.
I'm going to contest this. I'm throwing the flag
Okay,
here.
I knew.
This because I this is not on my list. But of course, I saw it.
Well,
come up
I don't
every
give a
week.
shit what's on your list.
No, but like,
You took
Okay.
coffee first overall.
listen, if there is somebody there, a person, a human being, that is preparing the food in front of people, it is no longer a Continental breakfast.
But hang on. I'm not saying that this is a restaurant with waitresses and everything. I'm talking
I got that.
specifically about the guy that cooks the omelets on the hot plates with 3 little pans.
right.
This absolutely is a Continental breakfast staple. Yes, it is. I don't know if it would be at the Hampton Inn Express, but
Holiday
that's why I have
Express.
to bring it up. I think it's a question mark. There are definitely mid-tier hotels that have this feature. 100%.
My question is this though: when you say you're taking an omelet, what are you getting? Because I think if you're getting add-ins beyond the egg of the omelet, that feels unfair.
Well, I'm specifically taking the omelet station with the things that are at the omelet station.
Well, okay.
Now,
so
yes,
hit me,
am
what's at the omelet station?
am I getting some ingredients that are sort of above and beyond? I mean, perhaps, but I'm not taking eggs. Note you can take eggs. I'm taking the omelet station, which happens to include eggs and other vegetables and things like ham and bacon.
What?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can't
Wait
get
a
bacon.
second.
I don't know. I really don't know about this. This feels like too much. This feels like multiple picks.
This doesn't feel right. I think if you Steve Harvey Family Feuded this thing out, there is no way that a majority of respondents would say an omelet station qualifies as being part of a continental breakfast.
I think it does, but it's not a singular thing, right? Like because omelet station is not a food; it's a station of food. You couldn't be like, I'm taking the table that has the fruit on it with the danishes.
Nah, don't slippery slope me with something like that. Ridiculous take.
I am unwilling to allow room for this to move forward.
Yeah,
I think Daniel and I are both contesting for different reasons, but I think are both fair.
I think, Charlie, you can take omelet style eggs, but that's all I can give you. I can't give you a whole station.
No, okay. Then I understand. I figured this was going to happen because you guys realized what a mistake you'd made in your picks. Not taking the omelet station. But I will concede, and I just want everyone to know that it was in my mind and that I would have taken it if I had been allowed to. But random.org said no omelet station, random.org.
Let me ask here. Let's random.org.
Let's coin flip it.
Coin flip?
No, I don't want it. I'm like trying to take bacon after you just took bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's just go ahead. I'm going to take eggs.
Okay.
I'm going to take eggs. Eggs is the obvious other pick here. The good news is I get all the eggs. You know, I get the omelet eggs. I get the, scrambled eggs. I get the hard-boiled eggs. There's a lot of egg options that tend to pop up at continental breakfasts, and you let your imagination run wild with what it is that you prefer. So yeah, I think, for me, eggs is the number one thing. Like if I had to choose eggs over bacon, I would personally. If I only got to have one.
This is the thing with eggs and why I did not take it. Because I think eggs at like a nicer hotel, great choice. But like the mid hotel, there's a real risky chance you're getting like instant
out of the
scrambled eggs.
Yep.
Which are gross and watery and nasty and pretty much always a pass for me.
My understanding is that the concept here is that we're getting like the high end of the mid-tier hotels. Like
high end of the mid-tier?
Well, no. So like we're getting mid-tier,
like C plus.
Holiday Inn, Hampton Inn.
That's fine.
Hyatt Place. Probably DoubleTree is still a little step above this. So but like when those eggs are good, they're good.
Yeah, but that's just such a crapshoot.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I thought the idea was we're going with the idealized version, right? So like,
I'm saying the people will see your breakfast and they will hesitate because I think eggs are very easy to mess up, in my opinion. I think you have to do them very well, and usually it's like, oh, they didn't put like any salt in these or whatever. Like they're just very easy to do wrong. And I don't think I've ever really.
Well, usually the salt isn't an issue because they pretty much always have like salt pepper packets as a workaround. That's true. So I was recently brought out of my ultra retirement to cover World Ultimate Club Championships and stayed at a very nice hotel for the week that I was there. And their continental breakfast was quite good, but they served scrambled eggs as like their only main option every single day that I was there, and I was there for like 8 nights, and it grew real tiresome, I have to say. Even the best scrambled eggs.
Yeah, but I mean that's always going to be a problem.
Oh yeah,
at a continental breakfast, you're going to get sick of the food offerings.
Yeah, and I did. All right, Charlie, what is your second pick?
This is where it starts to get a little bit trickier, I think. I have to make sure I pick what people want, not what I would eat. Like that's the tricky.
That is the tricky thing.
Spot.
Oh, he's really stressing about
He's in
this, folks.
physical pain.
Okay, question. Is it allowed for me to take all the bread products?
No.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, if
I
I
don't
say
know.
bread, right? Bread could include all of the normal pieces of sliced bread, as well as croissants and various other pastries and bagels and things like that.
No. You can take like
See,
because
this
if
is where knew he was
I
going.
said hi, I'm drafting
You understand
croissants.
why I'm asking?
Do I also get toast?
You understand why I'm
No.
asking? I am going to take the waffle machine.
Fuck.
That's
Oh, yeah.
great. Oh, such a
yeah.
good pick. You've completely redeemed yourself from eggs.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So I mean, really, I'm covering the bases here, right? Because everybody loves the waffle machine. The kids love it. Their grandparents love it. To me, that's not the thing that I usually get, but I mean, it is the. A lot of people, that's what they get at a Continental buffet.
I thought
They
you
go
were
to
gonna let it
that.
slip, and I was gonna second pick, and the draft was gonna be over. If I got bacon, I was gonna go specifically Belgian waffles because I feel like was always the option.
Well, it's just the machine, right? It's the machine. You pour the thing in, you close the lid, you turn it over, 2.5 minutes, beep beep beep, then you got your
every
waffle.
pick. Charlie gonna try to not draft a food item and draft a station or a machine.
draft a machine.
All of the bread.
For my draft, I've drafted a kitchen. Do it yourself. Lazy.
I think the only mistake here, Charlie, is taking waffles second behind eggs because it
doesn't matter where I take them.
This is not true. This is not true. We've cracked the meta of this show, we think. And it's because Preston in the graphic puts the first thing taken as an image. And if you got like a nice steamy Belgian waffle as your image, much better than the eggs you're going to get.
Eggs are famously very unattractive.
Just for the visual.
I feel like I've been screwed over here.
It's too late. It's too late. Listen, if you listen to the show every week, you would know. You would know the meta of the show by now.
He clearly
That's
doesn't,
true.
or else he would have remembered us when he was stealing our
I still feel like
concept.
having eggs. I still feel like having eggs. I mean, eggs is still the right first pick. I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter because I'm going back.
You
to
get
back
both.
here,
You get both.
I get both.
Yeah.
I think the waffle pick is a fantastic pick. If you had not picked it, would have been a tremendous blunder. So you avoid the pothole and you make the right pick. I think I'm going to go then with what I think is like the best replacement for waffles, because I just was so set on waffles and now I'm having a hard time pivoting off of it. I'm going to go with French toast.
Interesting. I think there were two directions you could have gone there when you were talking about replacement for waffles. I'm curious why you chose French toast, which for me
over pancakes, because pancakes, I've never had good pancakes at a continental breakfast. Never in my life.
But my concern with French toast is that it feels like it's really good the second it's done. But if you don't get it, like when it comes out, if you come back a half hour later or an hour later,
no, I think
it doesn't. It seems like it's getting bad. It's a soggy food by nature.
But soggy is okay with French toast. I think you just basically it's just a sweet thing that is drowned in syrup, and that is, I mean, it's great at that.
Okay.
And I just think it's much better than pancakes at a continental breakfast. Pancakes are kind of overrated in general, in my opinion.
Nice.
By the way, I just want to clarify: all of the condiments and things are all included for all of us.
Yeah,
salt, pepper, ketchup, syrup, all that stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we don't have to
make
dress
it
syrup. Yeah.
Yes. I can't hate it, but I'm still worried that like French toast after the first 10-15 minutes starts to get real bad in a hurry. Whereas like you can leave something out like eggs,
they
bacon,
have like
pancakes for a
they
while.
have the heated plates.
Yeah, the like sterno trays or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. It's okay.
And then, it could be like the French toast sticks, which aren't even really like bread, probably. So they, they'd stay the same no matter what.
What are they if they're not bread, though, Dan?
Yeah, I think another one of those questions is probably best left.
That's why I tried to take the bread products, everybody. That's why I tried to do
it. All bread.
Right,
you could fill an entire continental breakfast with just bread products. Okay. I feel fine about this, assuming you guys let me have it. And I'm willing to compromise here. So I feel like I'm walking into the Shark Tank. And here's what I want to do.
I'm not going to yield any ground right now for you. Just so you know.
It's fine. I really only need Dan. It's fine. Go away. You can go on mute for a bit if you want. Okay, Dan. I've turned in the Zoom window to face you now. I want to do a like cereal bar but I'm not saying I get like 1,000 boxes of cereal or whatever.
I think you get 3 cereals.
That's amazing. That's what I was going to offer to you as my compromise. Okay. I'm totally good with that. I can specify here for the show. It's not going to go in the graphic, but I'll just call it cereal bar. It's very important
about the
to
three
me.
Things with the twisty guy
with the little turning knobs. Yeah. It's very important to me that I have in my notes that I only draft this if I have back-to-back picks, or else it's incredibly dangerous.
Okay, well, I know where you're going with your next pick then.
Yeah, exactly. So in the cereal bar, I think I'm doing this off the dome. I don't really know how to get a good variance here. I think Fruit Loops is a fine staple at a continental breakfast. I want like a Honey Bunches of Oats for somebody who wants like a little bit healthier but still pretty tasty. And then the third, I could go anywhere. I feel like I'm about to make a massive mistake for one of you. I'll go Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So we got 2 sugaries and a healthy, basically. I feel like that's a fine enough.
You're never gonna see Honey Bunches of Oats in a cereal station. Probably the best you get is like
really
oh
yeah, no, you
Raisin
always
Bran?
get Raisin Bran, Cheerios,
Raisin Bran or Cheerios, yeah.
And sometimes I see Frosted Mini Wheats, but like the knockoff brand, you know.
Corn Flakes or Frosted Flakes are usually pretty common. But yeah, Fruit Loops for sure. Fruit Loops for sure.
Okay.
All right, and I mean, your next pick is.
I'm going with milk.
Right? Yeah,
going with milk.
Yeah, if you
got to make sure I have it. I'm also developing quite a monopoly on the beverages here, pretty quickly. And
you have milk to go with your coffee now, which is nice.
I was just thinking that somebody who likes to put a little milk in coffee.
Kind of a bleak continental breakfast over here.
It is the saddest.
Taking cereal and milk, it's kind of a waste of a pair of picks. I feel.
Give me time. Give me time.
Give you time. You don't get any more. You don't pick again for like 25 minutes, bro.
Cereal is one of the only things that like people truly trust because it's not prepared. It's just in there.
I feel like I'm at my house right now and I'm a child having my coffee. I don't know about my coffee.
Yeah, I think
8-year-old Chuck just sipping his cup.
Here's what I think the issue is. I think both of you are trying to enjoy yourselves, and I view continental breakfast as just like pure get in, get out, and try not to ruin the rest of your day with some sort of dietary situation. Like just be as safe as possible and don't. This is
not a winning strategy, Preston. I mean, I understand where you're going with it, but
yeah,
I think I've just had some bad experiences in some nasty hotels, so maybe I'm just a little scared to take risks.
I do think you still have a chance, to swing for some home runs in your last few picks. I think.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay.
Right now, it's kind of sad.
Don't worry,
cheap.
It'll come back.
Hotel coffee and cold cereal. It's a tough start to the morning.
Daniel has bacon and French toast, and I have eggs and waffles.
I'm coming back around. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
I don't sense confidence in your voice. But...
What do you? Yeah, good luck finding something to drink, any of you.
I'm about to do it right now, which is the actual best thing to have with your breakfast, which is orange juice.
That's a good call, because now Chuck is completely screwed.
There
are very few directions to go from there.
There are other good juices for Charlie to take, but OJ is just clearly like the number one.
It's the classic. It's the classic, no doubt.
I
don't even really have much to say about it. I mean, it's clearly...
there's what can you say about OJ? There's not really much you can say about it. It's just good.
It's just good.
Yeah. All right, Chuck. One pick here, and then we'll take a break before we come back to the second half of the draft. So what is the final pick of the first half?
You guys are about to be pretty upset after my next 2 picks, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to take potatoes. Hash browns, crispy potatoes.
I think we got to force. We let you have all eggs already. I think we got to force a kind of potato here.
I don't agree with that.
There's only one option on the continental breakfast bar, always.
Yes, I don't agree with that. I think you should specify how your potatoes are being prepared. I don't think that means Daniel and I get to come back later and draft some other preparation for them.
I'm fine with that.
Like we don't get potatoes, but you do need to narrow it down to something.
All of the concept of potatoes. Okay,
correct.
So I think my favorite ones are the ones that are specifically a continental breakfast. They're fried and they have like onion and green pepper in there, do I get to have that? Because that's like, I feel like that's part of the preparation of the hash
I think that's
browns.
fine. I think it's a dish.
If we had let you have your omelet
still like
station.
creamy interior but crunchy outside, delicious, you know, on their own, delicious with ketchup.
Yeah,
however you
home
like them, hot
fries,
sauce.
these are called, right?
Sure, home fries.
Yeah.
Home fries. I mean, you know, I personally prefer a crispier home fry. Some people like them like, so I want them on the crispier side, but still like a creamy interior.
I have just not had the same
onion,
experience.
green pepper.
I have not had the same experience with continental breakfast that you two have. The idea that you could get a crispy home fry at a continental breakfast feels so absurd to me. It feels impossible. It feels like walking through a
They definitely have it. They definitely have it.
But like for the first 10 minutes, but then they're sitting in that heated pan that's covered and the steam is hitting the roof of the pan and dripping back down on the potatoes. You're getting like steamed mush again. I think that becomes an issue.
I think potatoes are just pretty much good no matter what. So like even soggy hash browns or home fries are still going to be pretty good.
I don't agree, but it's a personal taste thing. I don't eat potatoes.
Oh, you don't like potatoes at all?
I'll listen. I love a crispy hash brown, but that's why this tightrope is so incredibly thin, right? Because if we're approaching actual potato territory, oh no, I'm out. I mean, Waffle House hash browns are like the perfect breakfast.
Yeah, I thought
so
Charlie
like
was
butter is what you're telling me.
Browns, like the shredded style hash brown. That I feel like is the most like classic.
Well, those are amazing, but those truly are not found at continental breakfasts almost ever.
Right.
Oh, really?
Oh, I don't know.
Those are the ones I most often see.
No, you're like the Charlie, you're thinking
strips.
of like the just the very
I'm thinking of cubed fried,
little diced.
Cubed fried.
Yeah.
Usually like a little bigger than a dice, more like a cubed, right? Like
I need a dice.
half inch on the side, and so a lot of times you see them just like pan sautéed, so they're not crispy on the outside very much.
People making continental breakfast don't know what the word sauté means. You've got to lower this bar back to where we actually are.
You got to give the people making the continental breakfast some credit. They're probably people who like went to like chef school for a year and a half or something. You know, come on.
I genuinely don't think that's true, but
they're just limited by the budget is all. It's not their fault. They're trying their best. All right, that brings us to the halfway point of the draft. Here are the teams so far. Preston has coffee, cereal, and milk. I have bacon, French toast, and orange juice. And Charlie has eggs, waffles, and home fries, or, you know, the potato thing he just described, whatever you want to call it. Second half of the draft coming up in just a bit. Preston, did you hear?
What?
The Drafted podcast. They have merch now.
Oh my god, I love those guys. They're great.
They're pretty great. Which one's your favorite, would you say?
Well, Daniel, because Daniel's never ruthlessly offended a group of people on accident. So definitely Daniel.
Oh, I kind of like Preston more myself. That Daniel guy, he seems like a little stuck up. But I think one thing we can all agree on is how great the Drafted merch is.
I'm wearing it right now. It's very comfy. I feel taller. I feel slimmer.
Yeah.
I feel like I could run a sub 4.840 now, which is like pretty good, I would say.
You look great, better than usual even.
Oh, thank you.
You also, there's stuff you don't have to wear. There's stickers and stuff you put drinks in, which is great. I know you love what is it? What's that drink you like?
All of them?
No, you know the one.
A hot toddy.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, they got sweaters, hoodies, shirts. What more could you want from a merch store, you know? You can get all of it at draftedpodcast.creatorspring.com. Okay, we are back for the second half of the draft. Charlie, you have the pick.
All right. Well, I've been waiting on pins and needles to make this pick.
Yeah, you teased it before your last.
To be honest, I'm second guessing myself somewhat.
You came in hot.
I did. I knew I wanted to take potatoes. Pick, I knew I wanted to take potatoes. The thing is, I'm just concerned about the the quality of this item on a regular basis on
Oh,
the continental breakfast.
I think I know what it is.
You know what I'm going for here. But the thing is, I just don't think I can take it over these other things, and it's just incredibly complimentary to what I already have. Like, I feel like I have the best breakfast plate right now, and this only complements it further, and that's sausage. So I'm going to take it.
Oh,
Dang.
that's not what I thought you were going to do.
That was my only hope, was to have sausage come back around.
That is a good pick. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think the other option would be available for Preston, but I am curious, what kind of sauce are you going with? Are you going patties or links?
Links.
Good choice.
Links.
Are you saying
have
sausage patties are still available, Dan?
I don't think that's fair.
No.
that what you're saying?
I'm saying the
Okay.
opposite. I'm saying the opposite.
Okay, I got you. I was just making sure.
I'm saying the other will not be available. I'm just curious what Charlie is taking.
Okay.
I prefer links. A great patty is good, but a lot of times the links are usually
Gristly.
very solid, and the links are but the patties can be very hit or miss.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yes.
That's big facts. Yeah, that's a great pick, Charlie. Great pick. It was not in my mind because I already took bacon. I knew it wasn't.
Sure, you already ruled it out.
Yeah, but no, that's a great choice. Charlie has a very well-rounded plate right now. I am going to go with something that I think can be kind of hit or miss at a continental breakfast, but I think it's something that adds a lot of value, and that is fresh fruit.
Yeah,
I was going for this next. Dang it. Now, I was going to try and... I wasn't sure if you guys would let me get away with taking all fruit. I think it's probably fair, though.
I think it's correct to have that be its own category.
Like a fruit mix.
Yeah, because I feel like it's always like in a bowl or in a section.
It's all...
like
yeah,
bananas,
that's the
apples,
key. It's all
oranges.
served together.
Yeah.
So, therefore, if they're not making the distinction, we probably shouldn't either.
Yeah.
That's a good pick, though. Because my criticism for your team up to this point was it's heavy, very heavy, but not so much. Now, if you want, you could just have some orange juice and some nice fruit. Boy, I'm really blowing this, aren't I? You know what? You know what though? Here's the thing. I don't eat breakfast. It's very weird.
It's a tough draft for you.
Since I was in, I'm gonna say 6th grade, I have not eaten breakfast.
It's the most important meal of the day, man.
I've never fully confronted this. Is this
Let's
bad?
talk about it. Let's talk
Is
about
it bad? Is it
It's not good.
affecting me in some way if that's negative?
When do you eat your first food of the day?
Usually around 12 or 12:15.
Are you like, do you absolutely require coffee to function in the mornings then?
If I don't have coffee by 12:30 or 1 in the afternoon, I'm overestimating since you actually asked. I get a little bit of a headache. I have made it like full weekends where I'm traveling and there's no coffee around. I'm fine, but I get a little.
I like to listen. I literally don't remember the last day in my life that I went without drinking coffee.
It's been a while for me too.
It's been 10, maybe longer.
Wow,
20 years.
Yeah.
No,
wow.
Since we were
20
years,
you're not that old, Charlie. Yeah.
15 years.
Classic 8-year-old Charlie.
Since we
Couple
were,
of cups.
Since we were talking about frisbee
Cup
a little
of
bit
Joe.
earlier, when I was in college, I used to be so notoriously terrible on Sunday morning games in college that they would actually bench me until we got to like second round of Sunday. And it turns out, I've learned this by the time I was like a junior or senior in college, I literally just needed coffee. I wasn't a big coffee drinker back then. And if I could go down to the hotel breakfast and snag a cup of coffee on the way out, I was like totally good. My life was changed forever. But I still don't eat. Even on days where I'm doing something like active or like a tournament or something, I still don't eat breakfast.
I mean,
it seems like a problem.
I don't think it's smart to not eat before you like go play
Do
sports.
something.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't think that skipping breakfast is a bad thing. I mean, there's plenty of people who do like intermittent fasting and just don't want to eat.
I would
in the
not
morning.
classify
And,
what I
if
do
you're
as
not
that.
hungry. I mean, if you're not hungry, you're not hungry.
I'm not hungry. I guess I would eat a bigger lunch on average than I guess some other people. But
What time do you eat dinner usually?
I eat dinner early. I eat dinner at 6 o'clock or so because my wife is usually really
So
hungry.
you go
5:30 or 6.
18 hours with no food.
I usually do like a little snack at like 9:30 or 10, and that's where nobody needs to.
Okay.
This is the part where nobody needs to tweet at me about how bad that is for you. I
Burying the
know.
lead.
People tell me this all the time.
What did I just ask you? When do you eat your first food of the day? And you said noon. You lied. What do you eat at 9?
No.
9:30 the night before.
PM.
Okay.
I usually usually wife goes to bed at 9. I'll like read a book or play a game or something for a little bit, and then I'll eat like a granola bar, and then an hour later I'm like asleep. So I guess maybe that's why I'm not as hungry in the morning.
Yeah, you have that snack before bed.
Yeah. And I say granola bar. Everybody at home, it's probably like chips or something. Shut up.
Sure. I eat a healthy bowl of cottage cheese.
I eat a bowl of quinoa with gravy and Jolly Ranchers. No, it's
combo.
It's usually not great.
All right, Preston, it's back to you. Coffee, cereal, milk boy. Here we go.
What a bully. What an absolute
Is that nickname
bully.
going to stick? Is that nickname going to stick?
Cereal, milk boy. I like just the last part of it. Toodaloo, milk boy.
No, you know what it sounds like is that parody rap battle where he's like, got my glasses, jacket, shirt. Call me glasses, jacket, shirt man.
Okay. I'm going to go with an item that I don't like, but is very popular. And I feel like will get me some cred back because it feels more like a main. And I'm going to go pancakes. Discuss while I think of my next pick.
To me, the pancakes are a rare item to see on a continental breakfast tray.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes
I usually see them like brought out in a tray, not a machine. Because I've never seen that.
You've never seen a machine? Yeah, there's like a little like conveyor belt pancake
Charlie loves
machine.
machines. I think we've learned that.
But
it's just like easily taken in by them.
I think it's
Big
like
machine
clearly the worst of the waffles, French toast, pancakes combo.
I think so too, but I'm also taking it awfully late.
Yeah,
I think the problem is you could have taken it with the last pick because it's hard for me to see Charlie or myself doubling up.
That's fair.
On pancakes after having French toast or waffles.
You guys took most of the meat though, so I didn't really know where to go.
I think pancakes is fine.
Okay.
It's a good addition to your options.
No one's gonna see pancakes and be like, "Oh, you ruined my breakfast." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so here's the problem: is I'm playing from a place of desperation here because because I've got to have meat. I've got to have something hot, and it's got to be meat. And I'm hard pressed to think of a bunch of meats that I've seen in a continental breakfast besides one. I guess, oh God, it feels so bad. I'm going to go turkey bacon.
Whoa.
I'm not even sure that's allowed.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because I have bacon.
He has bacon.
Turkey bacon is so radically different. You cannot say that.
It's not.
Okay, fine. I'll
different.
take turkey in strips prepared and flash fried in the pan in the style of bacon.
Listen, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna throw you a bone here. Just take ham, man.
No, ham is so gross as a breakfast food.
I totally disagree personally.
No, I don't. No, I don't want your pity.
I mean, it's up to Daniel whether he wants to allow.
I'm not gonna give you turkey bacon. I'm not gonna give you turkey bacon.
I think it's fair.
Okay. That feels bad. All right, fine. Who needs meat? Meat's for suckers. You guys, listen. You're the problem. Okay, You're the problem.
That's fair.
I'm taking bagels.
Okay.
Going a radically different direction. And here's my thinking with bagels. I think some of the best continental breakfast experiences that I've had. You wake up. Charlie told you to be at the fields at 9. It's 8:57. You are out the door. You got 10 seconds, and you grab a bagel and a little portable cream cheese thing, and you're noshing that on the way to the fields. You're not sitting down. You're on
not
the way
wrong.
out.
You're not wrong. It's I think it's the most portable item from the buffet.
Yeah. Unless you want to consider like apples or something, but that's
banana. But you already lost fruit.
I think that there are a lot of portable options.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Daniel famously walks up to the bacon and just grabs a fistful. And is like, I'm out. Later, everybody.
But the thing is, most of the ones that I'm thinking of are very sugary.
Yes.
Like
yes.
Your portability
muffins.
Muffins like Danishes and stuff.
Danishes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Bagel feels like I'm about to spend a whole day away from any other source of food, so I'm going to grab a bagel and just do that.
Bagel is a good choice. The only problem with the Continental breakfast bagel is like it's the worst bagel you're ever going to have. And that's not to say it's bad. But, bagel, even a bad bagel is still good in my opinion, but it's definitely a very weak bagel experience, relatively speaking.
You could say that about a lot of these things.
That's
true.
right. That's true. But I think maybe like I love bagels, so
I don't know. I feel like the floor in a bagel is pretty high. So like fair. It's not even a bad bagel. Once you throw it through the toaster, it's gonna be fine.
Because you're not making it, you're buying it from somebody else. Unlike eggs, unlike French toast. These are things you can very easily mess up.
The thing for me is
you just open up the bagels and they're there.
I'm just not I'm not toasting my bagels pretty much ever. So I think that's
weird.
Right. But you're right. Toasting the bagel is a big saving thing.
You never toast a bagel?
No, I like them fresh.
Well, okay.
I like them fresh. If they're frozen like at my house, then I'll toast them. Yeah. But usually I'll pop them in the oven. Honestly, pop them in the oven and cook them back up. Yeah, rather than toasting them. But yeah. Okay. My next pick is here for me still, which I'm very happy about. I'm gonna take yogurt.
God.
Yeah. I thought about this.
Really hoping it was gonna get back to me.
I thought about this, but I would be really one-dimensional for the lactose intolerant people.
That's why I left it with my last pick, because I felt like Preston was in a spot where he could not take yogurt.
Yeah. It is good. I'm assuming
he needed some hot food desperately.
He did it bad. Real bad.
I'm assuming you've got a little mini fridge thing. It's got the little options in there. Is that what we're looking at? Or are we looking at just a bowl of yogurt?
No. I mean, I think I've seen either. I feel like the more common thing is like the bowl with the ice in it that has like the individual cups.
Mm-hmm. Activia usually.
Yeah, almost. See, this is the thing. This is a common thing because for whatever reason, when you travel, it messes with your poop cycle, and go to the yogurt helps you get regular again. An added little bonus.
Thank you, Jamie Lee Curtis.
They got you with that marketing, I guess.
Yes, they did.
100%.
Activia.
I don't really have much
bacteria.
Like the yogurt fruit combo is potent. I'll just say that.
That is pretty good.
It's really solid. I was hoping that yogurt was going to get back to me, but I figured you were going to pick it because you had fruit, and you did. Mm-hmm. So well done. I mean, the big question for me is: do I want to take a beverage or just say nah?
Just leave it dry.
Well, you got water.
Is this prison? What are we doing?
I mean, I just. Like, without coffee and orange juice, like, everything else is so inferior to that like, it just feels like a waste of a pick. I'm going to have to make a decision.
I feel like it's rough to not have a drink.
I'm going to punt on this next pick because we're going 6 deep, right?
Yep. You have 2 more picks. Your final 2 picks.
12 deep. 12 deep for everybody.
I need an option for people who want to like go like a little bit more on the like healthy / lighter fare side of things. So even though I personally would love to be able to take bread for like toast, I'm going to take oatmeal. And there's just so many nice things that you can do with the oatmeal. You can like put the little nuts in there. They got the little craisins, the little bar of options.
You don't have fruit. So
craisins is not fruit.
Craisins not fresh fruit.
Okay.
I'm considering those things.
I want it known for the record that Daniel said craisins are not fresh fruit, and Charlie said craisins are not a fruit. And I feel like those are very different.
Wait, did Charlie say craisins are not a fruit?
Craisins are not a fruit. You can't just say that. You can't just say that and expect to get away with it.
But I mean it in the sense that like it's not what is in the fruit bar at the
vibe check. They're not a fruit.
I agree that craisins are available to be put in Charlie's oatmeal, but they're 100% fruit.
Well, they are fruit.
Yeah, that's undeniable.
I'm not trying to gaslight everybody into saying that it's not actually fruit. Corn
We
syrup
appreciate
pellet flavored as cranberry. So I'm gonna take the oatmeal.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take the beverage because I don't want to have people rule out my picks because I don't have a beverage.
I think
And
that's smart.
so, like, even though I think there's higher value options, like to be fair, if I went out to a breakfast buffet and they didn't have any drinks except water, I'd be like, what? And I would probably leave and go to get breakfast somewhere else. So
It's
this
true.
at least will be like, okay, I'll drink this until I go get my coffee afterwards. Because what am I going to do? There's no option for coffee here. I'm going to take cranberry juice.
Interesting. I saw the two remaining beverage options as one, just any other juice, or you could have what I see at every continental breakfast, which is like a tea bar, which I actually like.
you don't
Nobody
want
wants tea. Nobody wants tea.
That's fair.
Not
I'm
tea
glad
in the
it didn't come to me.
I think tea is like way down the bottom of the list of things that people would like to drink at a breakfast buffet.
You want a juice, apple or cranberry?
Coffee and
What's
orange
the only
juice are
choice?
1A, 1B because, like, you know, the kids all want the orange juice. I think cranberry juice is the clear next, like, third option after those two.
Yeah.
Personally.
I'm an apple juice.
You can make an
kind of
apple
guy,
juice.
'cause
You
I'm
can
a
make an
child,
apple
but-
juice claim. You can
Yeah.
make an apple juice claim. But
Yeah.
when people are on airplanes, what do they order? Cranberry juice.
That is such a weirdly specific thing, though. That's
just telling
somehow
you.
a barometer for the rest of life.
People
It
do
is
not-
very strange that, like, on an
Three-year-olds-
airplane is the time I want cranberry juice. It's very weird.
Exactly.
I don't
When
know
you're
what's come over me.
traveling- When you're traveling, you want cranberry juice, and so
very
I'm
strange.
fitting into this travel mold because when you're at a hotel like this, you're definitely traveling, and that rounds out my picks.
I
You know
get
what's real
cranberry
nice?
juice on every Delta flight. Why is it that when I go up in the sky, I'm suddenly like, ooh, it's cranberry juice time, but I don't ever get it anywhere on the ground?
The last couple, I feel like it tastes different in the air. Genuinely,
It has some sort of altitude property going
I
on.
and I think that is a thing because I know that like for like actual meals they cook on planes, they like have to consider like how it's going to taste. in your-
Altitude? Are you
Yeah.
Googling this, Charlie?
I'm looking to see if there's some reason to drink cranberry
Yeah.
juice,
Yes,
or why do people?
Fascinated
People
by this
do.
now.
I do think people order it like way above average.
Yeah, way
of
more
how
than they
often
would.
they actually drink
Yeah.
this. the drink.
Also, ginger ale. I feel like it's a fairly popular one because people,
people
feel
love
sick.
ginger ale.
Little
Yeah.
tummy trouble.
The last time I got cranberry juice on a flight, I think it was cran apple actually. And it was
Yep.
delicious.
Yeah.
Just
that's nice.
delicious. All right, that's a solid pick by Charlie. I think that's the smart choice, Chuck. No, I think you have to go drink there. You have to go juice. It's a really solid plate. You didn't really need to add more to it. So I think going juice is the right choice. Now I feel like I can go a lot of directions here, and I'm kind of torn between two minds. I could go with something that further complements my yogurt really well, but isn't like a solid standalone item. But I think I'm not going to do that. I think I'm not going to do that.
You're not going to take granola, is what you're saying.
I was
Yeah.
thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on the granola. And
It's granola is useless without.
right, yeah,
yogurt,
it has no
and
value on its own.
you
It's
don't have
only
no
a support
milk,
player.
so you can't even
Right.
like combo
Yeah.
with the milk to make a cereal.
Right. So that's why I pass on that. And I think I alluded to this before, but I do think that Preston's portability is a value. Like when you're, not everyone wants to spend a ton of time at the continental breakfast. They just want to grab something and go.
Who does want to spend time in the continental breakfast?
Yeah,
Almost like it's
This
just
is
to
what's
sit down and-
confusing to me about this way this draft is going.
So I am going to go with the muffins because I think the muffins, you get a big barometer. You can kind of get like the healthier muffin, the brand muffin or whatever, but you can also get like the dessert muffin. And I'll do that. Sometimes I'll have my breakfast like, you know what, I'm going to spend the whole day away. I'm gonna bring a blueberry muffin for a snack later. And it always hits. Always hits. So I'm going with muffins with my last pick.
Those muffins they serve at these hotel breakfasts are insanely good because they're like 500 calories, just like pure fat. So delicious.
Don't we love it?
Preston.
This
You
is
seem a
I
little-
think
you
this
seem a little disappointed. Were you looking at taking muffins there?
yes, and I think this might be a drafted first. Which is one, Daniel has perfectly sniped me 3 times in this draft. But besides that, I have nothing else on my list.
Oof.
Which has never happened to me. I pride myself on my preparation. I'm from the Sabian School of Preparation, but it has failed me today.
I love something on my board that is honestly maybe the first thing I go for in a continental breakfast, but I just didn't think people would feel about it the same way that I did.
Interesting.
I'm not going to give it away. I'll save it for the second half of the show, but I am kind of curious.
I mean,
there are still good things available, in my opinion.
I mean, I guess I need meat. Like, people want that. I just don't ever eat meat for breakfast.
We don't eat
Feels
breakfast.
so impossibly heavy. All right, yeah, that's true. Good point. I mean, feels so bad. Ham. I don't even want to talk about it. Can you just read the teams?
Yeah, I'll do that.
We're just gonna move on. Let's keep it moving here.
You know what? Out of solidarity with my co-host, I'm going to do it. That's the final pick of the Continental Breakfast Draft. We'll have a chance to talk about it in the post-draft. So here are our Continental Breakfast. Preston has coffee, cereal, milk, pancakes, bagels, and ham. I have bacon, French toast, orange juice, fresh fruit, yogurt, and muffins. And Charlie has eggs, waffles, home fries, sausage, oatmeal, and cranberry juice. Of course, we'll take a quick break and be back with all of the post-draft breakdown in just a second.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite host here to ask you on behalf of the Appen Podcast Network, our parent network, to go check out some of their other shows. I'm partial to the Georgia Politics Podcast. I'm a host there every week. We play games at the end of every episode, trivia, great way to stay in touch with local issues going on here in Georgia, but we also touch on national things too. Would really appreciate if you come give us a listen. Check out everything the Appen Podcast Network has going on at appenmedia.com, APPENMEDIA.com.
Okay, it's time for the dreaded question. Boys, what was the worst pick of the draft?
So here's the thing. I don't think any of this on my team is going to be like remembered in the same way that some other picks in the history of our show has.
Yeah.
But collectively, I missed most of the time. I think I took the second best option available 5 rounds in a row. I drafted Nelson Aguilar, basically 5 consecutive picks.
What an overall draft analysis. I think I missed on
there's
pretty much every one of my picks.
But listen, there's no way, there's no the mountain, there's no white witch.
No, you're right.
There's none of this crazy stuff. It's just all
you just never hit.
It's just kind of not it.
You didn't swing so cataclysmically badly that it'll be remembered forever, but you just didn't get a single base hit the entire game.
Isn't that worse? Isn't that worse when it comes to like creating the content of the show?
I mean, okay, here's the thing I'll give you though, okay? Just because now, like, I feel bad about it, how massacred you are, that your draft was, and how you feel about it right now. I will say this. The fact that you have coffee is going to mean that some people pick yours because you have coffee.
Because they literally can't do without it.
That's a small number of people, but, I mean, you at least have that to fall back on, that you have coffee. You know, if I go downstairs and they have pancakes, bagels, ham, cereal, milk, and coffee, I mean, I'm not going to be like, this is amazing, but I'm going to eat breakfast and I'm going to have coffee and it's going to be fine.
Yeah, see, if you're me, you're just getting the coffee to go and you're grabbing a bagel and you're leaving.
I mean, your lack of breakfast, you know, experience here
fully tainted my outlook here.
Clearly hindered you here.
I'm starting to question my capacity for empathy.
My answer for worst pick is definitely cereal with the number 2 for Preston.
It was too early.
I think
you think I could have gotten it later?
Too early. Oh yeah.
Cereal's a back of the draft kind of pick in my mind.
4th or 5th round pick.
I think I was
you had
more
to
excited
waste
by,
milk. You had to
Yeah.
waste a spot with milk. That's tough. Too many beverages for a 6-pick draft.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think everything else would have been different had you not gone cereal there.
Yeah,
That's
But
possible.
then you
Because I
were
would have
hamstrung.
gone one of the
Because think about it.
meats.
What happened when
Probably
you got to round
sausage.
4? What happened when you got to round 4? You're like,
No meats.
I need hot food, and there's nothing left.
I don't even like pancakes.
No,
I don't like
Charlie's
the main
right.
attraction of my breakfast.
Cereal certainly, I think, totally valid choice, but yeah, way too early, especially with where you were in the draft. I also do think you could have gotten me with not taking milk. I don't think me or Charlie are taking milk because we didn't have cereal, and I don't think either of us are like taking it as a beverage to just drink. And
Probably
you also
not.
have coffee, which is like the only other reason to have milk. Really, is like,
I mean that there is synergy there. I didn't think about that, but that's true. The milk
Yeah.
with the coffee is clutch.
yeah,
I guess that's fair that neither of you would have taken milk.
I sort of assumed
Although
you got the
you would have,
creamers.
Charlie definitely would have taken it in the last round instead of cranberry juice, right?
No, I don't think so.
no, I don't think. I
Really?
don't think so.
I doubt
I
it.
really Googled this up, didn't I?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, ironically, you
It's-
mashed potatoes and gravied it.
It's very you did. You did.
Yeah.
Never has a man eaten his own words all in one take of audio.
Yeah.
What was the best pick in the draft? I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
Who's hosting this show? You
He's-
renegade.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I like that we never talk about this though. What was the best pick? Charlie just can't turn it off. I was a guest. I was a guest on a which is out now, by the way. Everyone's a real critic
Yeah.
with John Wolf and Jose. Go check that out. And there were definitely moments where I just like kind of naturally like sorry, I was just directing.
You
the
went into
conversation.
host mode?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was the best pick?
I was really, I think as soon as you told me I had the first pick, I was like, okay, an ideal back to back for me, even though those are like very far apart, which was the challenges. I knew I was going to go coffee. If Waffle Maker somehow made it, I think that is like elite. If coffee had not been on the board or we hadn't talked about beverages or whatever, it would have been Waffle Maker for me.
Yeah,
And I think-
always a good pick.
It's really good. Even as a first round option, it just seems good. I probably should have taken it instead of coffee. So
I don't know. I don't have a problem. Like if you'd taken waffles and Prentice had taken bacon, I would have taken coffee.
I guess
For
that's true.
sure.
It's just
So,
the
like-
thing that like everyone gathers around and trusts at the Continental
true.
breakfast. It's the waffle
I agree.
maker.
That's why
You're
I
like,
was in my
this isn't going to be messed up because I'm making it.
All right. We know Preston doesn't have an answer for this question because he didn't have a last pick even really. But Charlie, what were there items on your list that you were prepared to take, but limited by the 6th round or had to pivot strategy for whatever reason? What was left on your draft board?
Well, I think ultimately I felt like I was getting access to stuff I didn't expect to have come back to me in late rounds. So the fact that I was able to take home fries and sausage in rounds 3 and 4, I mean, that was just absolutely huge. I was not expecting to have those options. So, I was thinking about maybe I was going to take yogurt, maybe I was going to take fruit, maybe I was going to take bread. I definitely thought about bread throughout the entire round, but I ended up taking it. I thought that oatmeal gave me a more balanced sort of like alternative option because I think one of the nice things about Continental breakfast is that there are multiple options available. So if I had eggs, waffles, home fries, sausage, that's all kind of like going in the same direction. Oatmeal is like a different direction. At that point, I didn't have yogurt available to me, but I think had stuff been taken earlier, I probably would have ended up with fruit and or yogurt and taken those in the round 3-4 combo spot.
What about things that didn't get taken at all? Were there other things you had in mind?
Well, bread, and I mean, I sort of considered pastries. I also thought about cheese, but it didn't feel like it was a high enough.
That'd have been too much of a curveball, I think.
It would have been a blunder to take cheese.
Yeah. I actually
I'm now
on
envisioning
my
just a
list.
plate. I'm envisioning a plate of cheese just in the buffet line of the Continental breakfast. Just for whatever.
I didn't think of this at the time, but I do feel like it might be a mistake of Charlie not to take bread of any kind because I feel when I have eggs, I really want toast with it.
I thought the potatoes covered me with that spot.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a starch.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is just because I'm a gross American, but like my ideal, like my standard breakfast would be like eggs, potatoes, toast, as like my
me too.
standard weekend breakfast. But
But like I said, if I take toast instead of oatmeal, you're dictating to the consumer what they must eat. You have to have
this is true. This is true.
Oatmeal gives another option.
This is true. This is a very good point.
Very consumer friendly, Charlie is.
Yeah.
Always looking out for the little guy.
I mean, my personal plate would include bread and not oatmeal.
Okay. I'm with you on that. But you're right. I think oatmeal is a more valuable selection, a more valuable option. For me, it's Danishes. I love freaking Danishes. They're like, I always get them in a continental breakfast, pretty much always. And those were one of the things that I think the portability is nice as well. Was debating them, but I feel like muffins have more mass appeal than the Danishes do.
I think that's a smart choice.
Yeah,
but the little Danishes are so good.
So good. Is there anything else, Preston, that's popped up for you that you've thought of post-draft that you wish you thought of during the draft?
When I envision myself eating a continental breakfast, I am on my feet and moving around. And I think that is like why I just didn't know what I was doing. I don't sit down and like eat continental breakfast.
Yeah.
I think I'm up and out.
I think that's extremely clear now. We've all learned something about Preston today.
You've made that painfully clear, your ineptitude in this particular subject.
Okay, well, it's time for the final question of the show. I feel like I know where Charlie and I are going with our answers to this question. So Preston, I think is going to be the tiebreaker. But whose continental breakfast are you going for? And if you are picking your own, who is taking second place?
It's the best part about having a terrible team.
Yeah, let's save Preston for last.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I'm happy to go first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said about Preston's, it's not going to win this contest, but at least he has coffee.
What a positive spin.
Pretty good.
I think Daniel's plate is good. I will note that last time I was on this show, I said that mine was the worst. Recall.
Oh yeah. Listen, your integrity is not a question.
I just want to make sure that it's not just pure self-interest here. I do think mine is the best. I think I have I mean, if you just look at the option, I mean, the fact that I have eggs, waffles, home fries, and sausage links, people must think that I got to have 4 picks straight. Like,
you're overvaluing sausage if you think it's the 4th overall pick. That's crazy.
That's fair. I would have taken bacon over sausage. Mm-hmm. But my point is, I have a really tremendous plate of breakfast food, and then I also have oatmeal, and I didn't blunder and not take a beverage. So I think it would have been a big mistake for me not to take a juice. So I think that I think that I did it this time. I was able to use my 3rd place spot to key in on some clutch stuff.
Yeah, you did well. The waffle is huge. The waffle is huge. I really was hoping you were not going to take the waffles. I still feel, to me, in my opinion, I think the value of bacon over continental breakfast sausage. If it's like good sausage, yes, I think the value of bacon over sausage is less than the value of waffles over French toast. But I think because sausage can be so just gross at a continental breakfast, I still think the value, because basically for me and Charlie, I think it comes down to like, which is better, bacon French toast or waffle sausage. I think is basically what it comes down to. I do like that I get fresh fruit. I like mine best personally, but I think Charlie is going to win. I think he's going to win the poll.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I think people are going to see waffles, and I think maybe should have been the top pick. I think that is the thing people get most excited about at a continental breakfast is the waffles. That could be wrong. That's just like my gut feeling.
I'm not going to put myself in the position of guessing how the people are going to vote.
Okay.
I'm usually wrong.
That's fair. I think we probably both are usually wrong.
Mm-hmm. I still maintain, as I did when they were picked, that eggs and home fries in a continental breakfast setting are just all over the place. I think the variance is super wild. The potatoes are going to come out really soggy. Charlie's like explicitly drafting a crispy home fry, and I just cannot imagine that they are still crispy by the time I get to them. There's just no way.
Especially with the peppers and onions in there.
I don't buy it.
I've
Not
had
a
plenty
chance.
of great potatoes, even at crummy hotels.
But okay, but it's as someone who eats like when they do eat breakfast, much lighter. The OJ and fresh fruit, I think, is like undersold here. That's really good.
Preston is not a reliable narrator right now.
But
Dan knows
the
it.
fruit.
I know it. Even
I
Preston
think
knows it.
I think the fruit is undervalued here because there's not like the fact that we let Daniel get all
Okay,
of the
you're
fruit
about to sit
seems
here
bad.
and wax about how the potatoes are bad. The fruit at these places is usually just honeydew trash.
No, this is actually like the apples are usually pretty whack, at least.
The fruit is it's not like you're getting the bomb fruit salad. I mean, I'd be with you, but it's not
You're
the
getting
world's best
you're
fruit.
getting cantaloupe, honeydew, maybe watermelon, probably not.
No,
No.
watermelon.
Sometimes
strawberries?
like half grapes. No,
Grapes
usually not
is pretty
strawberries.
common. No, you're not.
And then
strawberries. Grapes.
apples and bananas to go, basically.
Mhm.
Yep.
I still think
Of
that's
questionable
incredibly
level
valuable.
of ripeness.
That's still incredibly valuable to me.
The thing is, the bananas are always going to be good.
Yeah.
Right. Like you're never.
Because you
gonna
can
get a
tell
bad
when
banana.
they're not good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a pretty clear indicator of when they're not going to be good.
Mhm.
It's Daniel's. I'm sorry. The orange juice also just really sells. it for me.
Strongly disagree. And so
Yeah, you
will
actually
people.
should feel good about
So
that.
will the people.
That the guy who so bungled this didn't. Did you ever think about
Yeah,
that?
it's probably actually like a reverse pick for Charlie there.
Yeah, it's like Lee Corso picking you to win your football game. Like, oh shit, we're screwed.
They got to stop trotting Lee out.
They got to
right?
take that guy off TV.
It's
This is
sad,
like when
man.
they brought like Liza Minnelli out on stage. You're like, oh,
It's sad.
no.
It's
Oh,
sad to
no.
see.
But
Genuinely,
they do it every week. Ugh.
It's tough. It's tough out there. Also, college gaming just isn't good anymore.
No, it's bad.
Did it lose its touch?
It's
Yes.
big, like several years ago.
No
honestly.
fun.
Yeah.
No fun.
Anyway, enough rambling there. As always, it comes down to who you think won the draft over on Twitter at DraftedPod. So be sure to vote in the poll over there and join the discussion about all the good picks and bad picks and what we should have picked in the Drafted Discord. The link to joining that, if you're not already, is in the description for the show. Charlie, thanks so much for coming on the show, man. It was great having you.
Thanks for having me again, guys. Appreciate it.
We talked about the Upshot. You, of course, also host a bevy of other podcasts and other just streams of content, it seems, these days. How can our listeners support what you're doing?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is if you are into disc sports at all, check out the podcast, check out the website. And, you know, if you're not into disc sports, I feel like
Not
I
a whole
don't
lot.
have
It's got
a
nothing
ton
else
to
going
offer
on.
to you. But you
Nothing
can get
else to
into
offer.
disc sports.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say, I feel like we have pretty big crossover listenership.
Gotta be.
I can't remember who it was, but so there was a tweet a while back that someone asked, like, what's your favorite podcast in the Ultiworld podcast network? And someone said the Drafted Podcast.
Nice. Nice.
Love that.
Yeah,
Forever a subsidiary.
but yeah, Charlie, thanks so much, man. Guys, go check out Charlie if you're into disc sports at all. Genuinely, I don't listen to Deep Look much these days because I'm pretty checked out of Ultimate stuff. But the Upshot, genuinely fantastic podcast. Charlie and Josh have a great chemistry and do a great job of discussing disc golf, which is hot right now. You can still get in on like the ground floor. The hype train has not fully left the station, but
Yeah, it's definitely popping off.
it's
We're
gearing
talking
up.
about Ricky Wysocki's comments about the World Championships this week.
Oh yeah.
Saying people put too
bitter.
much weight on Worlds after he finished outside the top 10 at
He's
the
so
biggest
bitter.
major of the year.
He's saying
That'll
it should be
be-
decided over the consistency of the season, which is wild, right? And
That's something-
doesn't, by
that's
the
something
way,
Loser
as
would
another
say.
plug, doesn't Ultiworld do that? Doesn't Ultiworld have a disc golfer of the year? Kind of that's
Yeah.
like
We
Player
do
of
a
the year,
player of the year.
which he won last year.
exactly. So go win that, you sucker.
Well, he does, but
He
the
might.
thing
Oh,
he just
well.
said he says that's more impressive than winning Worlds, which is, honestly, maybe true. But,
Gotta make Charlie feel good, though.
People aren't gonna remember it. People win. People remember who won Worlds. That's what
Yeah.
people remember.
That's true.
But yeah, we'll save that conversation for Charlie and Josh over on the Upshot. Preston and I will talk to you guys about, weird, nerdy draft stuff, not disc golf stuff next week.
I'm gonna donate